The heat was oppressive. The air clung heavily to my skin, and the daily noise weighed down my heart. Even though I'd heard about global warming and abnormal weather, all I wanted was to get away from here. At that moment, I remembered Mount Kushigata, which I visited 2 years ago. A hike wrapped in lush greenery and gentle winds. I held that memory close as I unfolded the map. Starting from that high place was truly comfortable, as if my spirit was being revived. Tracing the map southward, I found a quiet mountain with a trail. That was Mount Genji. It's a mountain easy enough to walk up, but with difficult access. A mountain where good views weren't to be expected. Because the effort rarely pays off, most people choose not to come here. But I felt that this very unpopularity might be connected to the something I was seeking. Well then, time to go for it. Maruyama Forest Road is a mountain road about 30 kilometers long, connecting Hirabayashi in Fujikawa Town and Narada in Hayakawa Town, Yamanashi Prefecture. It runs along the southern slope of a ridge nearly 1,900 meters high, crossing valleys, winding around ridges, and stretching endlessly as a single path. Originally, it was a work road to haul timber. Still, carving such a long road into the mountain must have required unimaginable effort and determination. The roar of heavy machinery, the sound of rocks being crushed. People who enter the mountains in every season, year after year. Not by conquering nature, but by skillfully threading through narrow gaps with persistence and craft. Now, as I drive this road, I sense unseen figures in the breaks in the pavement and moss-covered curves. The feeling of being drawn deep into the valley means leaving everyday life behind. And at the same time, tracing the history people have carved into this mountain. Mount Genji lies just beyond this road. Passing through the Ikenochaya Gate, MPEX is an easy-to-use thermometer, but this one seems to show a temperature lower than the actual temperature. But it still feels cool. The Southern Alps peek through the trees, a fleeting peep window. When vision narrows, what we see gains value, and with it, a small blessing. There's someone who came by bicycle. I thought I was the only one here, but that wasn't the case. This is the junction to Mount Otuge. I've heard that if it's clear, you can see Mount Fuji from here. I read somewhere, but today its shape is hidden by clouds. To my right, a rounded mountain rises. That must be Mount Genji. I always find that a mountain seems closer than it really is once I start approaching it. Maybe the 0 point got off because of a fall or impact. I simply listened to the trembling branches, and by watching the clouds drift before my eyes, I felt quietly happy. The name Mount Genji exists in many parts of Japan, often carrying legends and stories associated with the Genji clan. The most famous of these is Mount Genji in Kamakura. Known as a symbol of history and power, connected to Minamoto no Yoritomo. The Mount Genji in the Koma Mountains, which I visited this time, is said to have been the site of a fort built by Shinra Saburo Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu is considered the ancestor of the Kai Genji and the beginning of the lineage that would later include Takeda Shingang. There are 2 points worth noting here. The first is the strategic value of the mountain as a fort. This mountain consists of narrow, consecutive ridges. While today it offers no particular view, it is believed that in the past it was well suited for surveillance and defense. The second is that the name Genji has remained attached to the mountain through to the present day. It represents a kind of dominion of memory, stretching from the past to the present and beyond into the future. Although Yoshimitsu's physical body has long since returned to the earth, his presence endures in the form of memory engraved upon this mountain, living on eternally. I felt a strange sensation contemplating this. A simple mountain path transforms into a story that spans over 1,000 years. I stand on the summit of Mount Genji, where no view opens. At my feet, moss spreads like a deep green carpet, heavy with moisture. Small grasses and lichens quietly emerge, and each brush of my step stirs a faint tremor of life. The Japanese firs and broadleaf trees lean close to one another, reaching silently toward the sky. The scent of damp soil, the whisper of branches swaying in a subtle breeze, the voices of birds and insects. The light is gentle, glimmering on moss and leaves, quietly joining with my breath. As I stand among it all, I lay my own heart upon the presence of nature. I resonate with the stillness, and though there is no view, something strikes deeply within me. The story is not told by nature itself. It is born when my heart gently lays its echo upon everything that is here. A lingering sweetness tightens around my heart.